Alright guys, how's it going, and welcome back to our free to play grind to master ball challenge here on Pokemon Pocket. And today is the day, guys. We are going to try and play some ranked games. Our first ranked games. Oh boy, oh boy. So I thought what we do to start off with, I want to show you my decks. Let's have a look at the decks just so you know where we're at and what we're doing. We've got 7 decks in total, but there's only a few that I think are ranked ready, possibly. We have our fire deck. So we have the Magby, which is good. We have 2 EVs because we have the 2 different types of Flareons. The normal one can help ramp up the bench, and we have the Flareon EX. We also have the Cyndaquil and Typhlosion, which we can burn from the bench as well. We have our Entei EX, and I threw in this Zangoose because let me show you what it does. Its ability: if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent, do 20 damage. So this can be there. If they attack, it's a little bit more damage. The other decks that we could possibly use are these two, our Lightning and our Water deck. So this is what we've got. We've got the Pichu, thank you to the friend. Our trade was successful, and we have the Pichu for our Lightning deck. We also have the Zeraora here as well. We've got the Chinchou because we're using Lantern EX. We have the Tapu Koko, and we also have the Raikou and Zapdos. We do need... The only problem is, if you come against Oricorio, we're pretty screwed apart from Zera, so yeah, we need to be careful about that. Let me know, guys, should we take out the Chinchou and Lantern and throw in the Ampharos? We can't add in the Ampharos line, Mareep Ampharos, so let me know, should we change that? And we've got our Elemental Switch, our Electrical Cord in as well, our new Cyrus, so we've got our nice trainers. And we also have our Water deck. We have the Mantike, we have 2 Feebas for our 2 Milotics, we also have our 2 Suicune EXs, and we have our Eevee EX for our Vaporeon. This is what we're dealing with, guys. We could test out some of the others, but I'm not sure if they're ready. I'll show you anyway, just in case you think we could use them. I'm not the biggest fan of this Miss Magus. Oh, actually, while we're here, we do have this guy from the last episode. We have... Oh, we could throw in the Corsola, you know. That's a spicy little mon. Here, we have the other Espeon. So what we will do, we're going to get rid of Miss Magus, 2 of these, and we need to throw in another Eevee. And actually, it's not looking too bad. Where is it? Where's our other Eevee? We've got our 2 immersives there. So now it probably looks a bit better. We've got our 2 Espeons. We have a Mewtwo. We have our Miss Magus. So that's our Psychic deck at the moment. It's getting there. I just think we're missing, like, maybe a Giratina to replace that Mewtwo. It can ramp itself. And our fighting deck is this. We could possibly use it. I just think it's a little bit slow to ramp up. And I think we need the other Lucario. But we can test out a few things. Why not? Why not? So there's our decks, guys. It gives you an idea of what we're working with. So if you've got any recommendations, please put them in the comments. And I really do want to hear your opinions on how we do this episode today. Because for our rank matches, I wasn't sure whether it'd be better to do them live or just keep everything as a video series. So please, please, please let me know in the comments what you think about that. Because your opinions do matter. Okay, let's have a look at our Wonder Picks for today. We have nearly 5, so show me something tasty. Show me something tasty that we can sink our teeth into. We haven't got that Blossom. People have not been packing stuff. Okay, we could go for another Jumpluff. How many of these do we have? We have 1. We could go for Jumpluff, you know. I'm tempted by that because then we could actually build our grass deck around Jumpluff. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if we can get our Jumpluff. I think that's a good shout. Because we're not opening those packs as much anymore. So we're smack down the middle. Left or right? I'm going left. Yes! The brain powers worked! Come on! That's a one-trick pony, that. There's no chance of being able to do that again. We will take it. All right. The pack gods. The pack gods are with me. I've used all my lookup now. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Can we do it with the packs? Can we do it with the packs? I still want to open the Dialga and Palkia packs, but I think what I want to do, I want to open some extra dimensional Crisis. I really, really think Savali will work amazing in every single deck. So I think we might target these as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open one Dialga pack and then one extra dimensional. We're just going to switch these, I think. Let's get our pack counter ready to change. This one is 143. Let's do Dialga. We're just going to spin it. We trust the spin. Trust in the spin. Come on. Ooh, it's a backwards pack. Is that a sign? I may sneeze. I'm just warning you guys. Pause. Oh. Yes, I sneezed. Let's go. Ban Rotom. You know what? I've been looking at this guy. He's quite interesting. Flip a coin if heads. Put your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. It's a funky little Pokemon-ish, you know. I've been trying to figure out a way I can work him into a deck. Electrode. And Probopass. At 3 coins, this attack does 50 more heads for each. 50 more damage for each heads. Are we a gambler? Would we gamble the heads for the Probopass? I don't think we would. Oh. 777. You've cleared the 777 cards. It's Togedemaru's National Pokedex. Lovely. We filled out a few more gaps. Filled out 3 gaps. Okay, now I'm going to try our luck with this one. Extra dimensional. Because there is Pokemon like Buzzwole and stuff which could be nice. Buzzlord. So I want to give ourselves a good chance, but Savali would be huge. They could go into every single deck that we've got. That's why I want to go for them. I need Pokemon that can attack fast. Because ranked is crazy. We've got Petalil. Palisand, during the opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. I mean, 4 energies though. Phantom. Rock, and Clefable. Okay. All a new Pokemon. All a new. But I think that's what we're going to do. That's the way we're going to do it. Yeah, we've only got not even 20. And not even 20 cards for this set yet, so. You think that's a good shout, guys? Savali? I think it's a good shout. I think we could use it for every deck. Let's do our dailies. Yeah, guys, on this, I'm sure it's the 7th, so in 2 days' time from today, we get the sneak peek Wonder Pick Hourglass event. As you can see, we've got loads, so we can save up and we can buy more, because that sneak event would be very handy for us. It gives us those opportunities it gives us 2 opportunities at Wonder Picks, and for this account could be crazy. Okay, so there's our dailies done. Okay, it didn't show up straight away. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. So, we've got one for completing some cards in a deck, 15, for the extra dimensional. And now we've got... Okay, that's it. Guys, it's time for ranked. Okay, guys. We are literally in beginner. So while the fire deck is there, it's the first one that popped up, so... Let's test our luck with the fire deck and see how we get on. I am concerned about the Suicune, but I mean, it is what it is. It's beginner. I'm hoping there might be some funky decks, not just all Suicunes. So, okay, it's Cherry. Nice to meet you, Cherry. Oh, come on. What do you reckon they've got? We're going second. That could be huge as well. With both fire decks. Okay. We do have Flareon on the bench. What are they going to start with? It'd be ideal if they have something like an Eevee as well. Ponyta. We do have a Giant Cape as well. Because we can get our Flareon online. We can't use its ability because we haven't discarded any energies yet. Unfortunately. I'd be gutted if we couldn't get through some of these. Okay, they've got a Charizard deck. That's quite scary. Because this guy's pretty much the only guy that could deal with a Charizard. They're running Charizard, Flareon. Or are they using Sylveon? Just for that pull. Okay, they've got a nice little setup here now. Well, there's our Zangoose. I think what we do, we give the energy, and I think we just retreat into this guy. Just while we get our Flareon ramped up. Okay, let's use the Professor. Let's see what else we get. There's our other Eevee as well. We do have a Giant Cape. But yeah, I think... Or did we just sacrifice that Eevee? No, let's throw that guy up. I'm gonna be smart here. I'm gonna just do that. Like you say, Zangoose is just gonna be our guinea pig. Without putting energy on him, he deals damage. And we need 3 energy for... I mean, we could put 1 energy on Zangoose. And if he goes down, we can actually use Flareon's ability. But he's going to get his Charizard online, isn't he? Okay, this is where I wouldn't mind having the burn. If you're not going to attack, I reckon you've wasted an energy there. Should have just threw it straight on the Charmeleon. What's he gonna... He's got... That's the thing with Zangoose. They have to think about what they're doing. They have to think, is it worth taking that 20 damage? They think it is. Because they're gonna die before me. Okay, the Magby's come too late now. There's a red card. Come on, give me Cyndaquil. Ooh, Entei will do. Entei will definitely do. Okay, let's just get the 2 energy on Entei. We'll throw this guy down. Once we get the 2 energies, we can... Have we got... Once Unity may attach an energy from the discard pile to the Pokemon. I don't know if we've got any energy in the discard pile. I don't think we have. Oh, we do have 1. Oh, we may as well do this then. And then I can give Flareon the cape. Because that means if we put 1 more energy on the Flareon, he's going to be ready to go. I might use a red card next turn. He's got 5 cards. You can get his... Okay, so he's probably got his Charizard. Okay, he's got the Stokezard as well. This is scary. I should have put my cape on Entei. Because we can do 130 damage. He's going to attack next turn. I should have put the cape on Entei. I don't think I can get out of this. If we add the the Cyndaquil, I don't know what to do. They're going to take 20 damage, so that takes it down to 160. I think we've lost. We're going to lose a Zangoose anyway. He's wasting it now. They've wasted it now. Yeah, I think we've lost anyway. If he had 2 more energies, it'd only do 120. Yeah, if I would have put the cape on Entei, we could have attacked for the 60, and then we could have retreated into the Flareon. So yeah, that's my bad. We've lost this one, guys. We've lost our first game. We're going to learn a lot about these decks ourselves as well, because this is the first time using them that are not offline. But yeah, the cape play, I should have done the other way around. I was using it as if it was a potion. I should have always thought about the Charizard doing the 150 damage. Okay, they were playing 2 reds, so he would have killed us anyway. So at least we know, even if we had the cape, that would have been 160. He would have still killed us, so we wouldn't have won either way. Yeah, we would have lost anyway. They've done 170 damage, even with the cape. That's good to know. It makes me feel a bit better. It makes me feel better that we would have lost anyway. There's not many decks that can deal with the Stoke Zord at the best of times. So, oh well, we move. We move. Let's do one more with the fire deck, and then if we lose, we'll switch it up. The blue Growlithe. I'd love to see imagine that, an ice version of Growlithe and Arcanine. That'd be quite cool, like they've done with Ninetales. We're going first. Okay, give me the Magby. Okay, well, we're against the lightning deck here. Do I go in with Zangoose again, or do we go in with Entei? I'm gonna go Zangoose just in case they've got Oricorio. I want to see what they've got. Okay. Okay, well, at least we have an Eevee bag now. We have the rare candy. I will put the Eevee down. I think we probably should. I should have put Entei up to the front, but I didn't know if they had Oricorio or not. So they're running Electrode. But if they attack, they're going to attack. Ooh, they've got Pawmot. I can't remember what Pawmot's ability is. I can't remember what his ability is. Got a coffee as well, guys. Cheers. I kind of want Entei up the front, so we can start drawing our cards as well. Okay. Well, let's make sure we can attack. Let's do that. Okay, there's no point in putting Entei up to the front if we can't attack. Because if we can get firing on these guys... Okay. So we could do 80 damage now anyway. If he gets heads... Okay. We're going to do 20 damage. Okay, that works actually. Okay, let's leave Zangoose at the front. If he attacks again, then we can take him out with the Entei next turn just for that 60 damage. There's Magby. I think at this point now, we just rock the Entei and then get our Flareon online as well. Do I put the Giant Cape on Entei? I'm gonna wait. I can't remember what Pawmot does. I can't remember what Pawmot does. But at beginner, we are going to be playing people possibly new to the game. They might do some crazy stuff that we're not used to. It might do the unexpected. Or they might be on a new account like us, testing out some new stuff. Who knows? They don't know what to do. Okay, they're using the heal now. That's good to know. Okay, they're gonna get the heads when they attack Entei, I bet you. Okay, we've got a Cyrus. I think we do put the cape on. Next turn we can attack for 120. I bet you any money he gets to 80. He gets to 80 damage next turn. Okay, we need that research. Need more options. I bet you he gets spins for that 80. Okay, he's getting his Pawmot ready. Okay, what does it do? If this Pokemon is in the active spawn is damaged by an attack, do 20. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay, we're lucky. So he's going to do 90 damage at a time. Damn, that is quite scary. Okay. Can Pokemon Center Lady next turn. And we can get our Typhlosion online next turn as well. So with the burn and we might, you know what, I'm going to put the energy on and we'll throw Typhlosion in. I think that's the play. we actually use the Typhlosion up the front. He's gonna... We don't have to attack. Okay, let's get rid of this guy. So the Pawmot's gonna attack for 70. And if we attack it, it does 20 damage to us. Okay, there's the Flareon. Reckon they've got a Cyrus. Yeah, we have to do this. Do I heal the Typhlosion? We're in a bit of a tricky spot. Well, if we use Typhlosion at the front, we can. Okay, yeah. We have to retreat Entei. Get the burn off. I'm gonna do this. And do this. Next turn we can take him out. Jammy Git. But we can... We also have the Eevee bag. So we can heal the 20 damage. We can throw the Flareon up to the front. We can use the Eevee bag and the Pokemon Center Lady to heal. And then we can hit. It's going to do 70. If he's got a Cyrus, he wins, so... We have to get rid of that poor Mott. We do this. We don't need to do it. Use ability. I'll use the Eevee bag. Heal 20 damage. How much HP? 150. Go down. Okay, let's just do this. We need to get rid of that poor Mott. Hopefully. And just need to hope that they haven't got what they need. But even if he's got Electro, they can only do 80 damage. I can't heal for another 30. Okay, it doesn't... If he hasn't got Electro, we're just going to hit him next turn anyway. Okay. We're good. We're good. Because we can do this. I'm just going to heal anyway, just because why not? Like that. Then we can use his ability. This is why Flareon was very... This is why I wanted Flareon. So even with that, we did have the burn as well. Oh. Okay. We got the dub. We got our first dub. Jesus. Okay, we did it. I still feel like we're missing something. I don't know what we're missing from this deck, but... maybe we don't need both the Flareons. And we need to get maybe another big hitter in there. The Flareon can pretty much ramp itself. Oh, one sec. Yeah, guys, so as you could probably see, my mic was muted for the rest of the video. The rest of the games, the mic was muted. You managed to see one win with my voice, but for the rest of them, the mic was muted. The dogs were barking because someone was at the door, so I muted it to be nice. When I came back, I jumped straight in because I was excited, and I forgot to unmute the mic. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you all the footage still because I want everything to be documented. But what we're going to do, we're going to show you all of the best bits. And I can't hide anything because what we're going to do, at the end of each episode, I'm going to show my rank. So it's going to show exactly wins and losses. So you know we're keeping it all legit, all transparent, and you're going to see everything. So, guys, enjoy the rest of these games, and I shall see you there. After our win with the fire deck, we switched things up and used our water deck. We ended up going first, and we actually had a nice start. We had our Suicune in the front, and the Feebas on the bench with Milotic waiting in our hand. And that is literally as good as it can get for our water deck. The opponent was running a grass deck with Scyther, Execute, and Rattata on the field. We had some really nice draws with the Irida, Pokemon Center Lady, and the Eevee for our bench. And our opponent came out swinging. We didn't mind too much though, as we knew we had Milotic to heal that 60 damage right back up. Once we were back up to full health, I wanted to see if he had any surprises in his hand, so we used Silver to scout out what they had. And to just see random Pokemon and 0 trainer cards, I knew we were against a complete novice to the game or someone young, so we just went to work and finished this game relatively quickly. We were hitting for 80 with Suicune, so we took out the Scyther, Execute, and Raticate no problem. And that takes us up to beginner 2 and puts us on a 2 win streak. On to the next match, where we didn't have the ideal start with the Feebas in the active spot, and that is as worse as it can get with our water deck. But we did have Milotic waiting on the bench. They were using a Psychic deck and started with Ghastly, which was interesting for me as I loved using the Gengar deck myself. We were pulling everything we didn't need at this point. We managed to get another Feebas Milotic combo and the Mantike. We were praying for something else, and then the opponent hit us with the Giratina Bomb. Now things got interesting. The opponent Iono does. And still nothing. I was thinking the RNG gods just thought they would have a laugh. The opponent had Giratina ready to go, and we finally pulled our Suicune, which gave me some hope. We had a decision to make. Do we take out the Ghastly and risk our Milotic? We knew if we take the 1 point, it's all on the Giratina, and we could bait it into taking some damage itself from attacks. We just needed Suicune strong enough to survive some hits. We didn't have enough energy to attack with Suicune, so we had to use the Feebas, and of course, the Milotic decided to show up this game, man. With Mantike on the bench, our Suicune could do 60 damage, so we would need multiple attacks to even stand a chance. We knew if the Giratina takes our Feebas out and we get our attack off, they would be in range for our second attack to wipe it out. Even with them having Arceus on the bench, we had the big boy Cyrus, and we just had to hope the Giratina didn't have Red or Giovanni when attacking Suicune. First stage complete, the Feebas was down and the chip damage on top. Then we decked Silver so we could see what they had, and no trainers or healing items. I knew we could do this now. We attacked for 60 and we waited. It's not what we want to see, is it? A bloody Professor's Research. Now I was nervous and just waiting to see what happens next. And they didn't have what they needed, and they just attacked with a whimper. And there we go, we added the heal to show our authority, and we took that sucker out. And that takes us now, guys, up to a 3-win streak. We are cooking. We were feeling good, so we decided to keep running with the water deck. The only concern I had about this deck is that the Vaporeon felt pretty useless. We could never get it in play. So I was asking you guys, what should we try and aim to add to our deck instead of it? Those Pyukumuku cards are quite spicy, or maybe even like a Starmie or something? Let me know in the comments. Our next opponent was running a water deck, also with the Articuno, which was actually quite scary. It's a good card, but we started with the Suicune in the active spot. I was just concerned how the Articuno can hit for 80 damage, so 2 attacks and we were toast. We did have Milotic and 2 healing items on the bench, but we decided to use our silver to scout ahead, and I'm glad we did, because we seen that the Starmie was there ready to ramp up in the back, and we knew we were in for a tough battle this time. The Suicune ability is so good for the draw power. We got what we was looking for and managed to find ourselves a Feebas. So we knew we could guarantee surviving a couple of hits from the Articuno. Now we had some time to play with. We took the 40 damage, but we used our Irida just to be safe. And we also added the Giant Cape for that extra 20 HP. I wasn't sure whether to put the Mantike down or save a spot for a potential second Suicune or Milotic, but we needed that extra 20 damage as the opponent was not adding to their bench, so we went for it. And with red also in our hand, we knew next turn we could win if they didn't heal or put a Pokemon down. But yeah, they healed. But we were still in a good spot. As we healed with the Milotic, we just needed to keep adding damage to force their hand. They finally threw down their Staryu, which had me thinking about, because after the Articuno's attack took us down to 60, I knew the Starmie would take us out next turn as it hits for 90 damage. Even the Pokemon Center Lady couldn't help us here. So we had no choice but to switch into the Milotic and take out the Articuno. I was fully expecting the Starmie to come into play here, but even then, we wouldn't have had enough to take it out with an attack from Milotic and Suicune's attack, plus red. However, the opponent didn't return, and we got our next win. That's beginner rank 3 in the bag, and we're on a 4-win streak, baby. For the next game, we decided to spice things up a bit and use our lightning type deck. We were going in first, and we had the choice of Zapdos or Chinchou. We didn't want to risk anything, so we went in with the Zapdos, and with only 1 retreat cost, it wasn't the worst idea. The opponent was running a water deck, but had a Pidgey in the front, so I was definitely intrigued at this point. Of course, our next turn, the Pichu appeared, but also did Lantern. So we decided to send Pichu to the front and return the energy back to Zapdos, but my main aim was a Lantern. And the opponent was also running Staryu, but we then seen a Magikarp, which is never good. Because that little sucker evolved into Gyarados, and he had the shiny, which is beautiful. I love the shiny Gyarados, and this one allows you to discard water Pokemon from their bench, and it attacks, does 40 more damage for each water Pokemon discarded, which is pretty mad. Although we had Pidgey. But he only needed to discard the Mantike to get that extra damage to take out our Pichu, sacrificing one baby to kill another, the bloody devil. I wasn't too worried as we threw Lantern up to our active and used our elemental switch so we could start attacking next turn with the extra weakness damage as well. We also Professor researched into some very handy things. We managed to get the Giant Cape and the Pokemon Center Lady, so we added the cape on for sure. The opponent threw out Starmie and Suicune. I thought this person surely isn't going to sacrifice their Mizzy, but no, he just added the big guns and even tried to Misty, but the RNG guards were with us in this battle. The Gyarados hit me for a measly 20 damage. I don't think they were utilising the Gyarados well at all. Even though it did mean he could ramp up his bench, we did hit it for 100 damage from our Lantern. And what I love about Lantern is once if we attack and we hit heads, the opponent is now paralysed. And if tails, they're confused. So either way, it's awesome. The opponent evolved into Pidgeot and now they had a pretty stacked bench. But the confusion done us a big favour and we didn't take that extra little damage from the Gyarados. And then we pulled our Tapu Koko. I was a lot happier with that than the Zapdos. The head flips are far too risky for the Zapdos, and when we can guarantee the 90 hit damage with the Tapu, it made a lot more sense. We took out the Gyarados and now it was time to take on the Starmie. It hits us for 90 damage and now we knew our Lantern was in big trouble. Even the heal wouldn't save it. But I don't know where these balls of steel came from. I wanted to play with fire, so we threw the heal on for a laugh and we went all in on using our Lantern's attack and prayed to the RNG gods for the paralyze. And I couldn't believe it, it actually paid off. That means it can't attack, retreat, nothing at all. So all we had to do was attack the next turn, but before we could do that, the opponent retreated. Lantern coming in clutch. And that now, guys, is a 5-win streak. We're doing it. There was no way we were stopping now, so we dived back in with the lightning deck, and this time we were going second. We actually had a great start with the Pichu and the Raikou. The opponent was also running a lightning deck and they started with the Eevee and also had the shiny Zapdos, which is awesome. The good pulls kept on coming for us, first with the Chinchou, and with the Professor's research we pulled the Silver and the Tapu Koko. We ramped up our Raikou so next turn we could attack and also use its ability to pull our cards faster. It looks like the opponent is running Ampharos in their deck, but because I was intrigued we used our Silver to see what's cooking in the back, and I'm glad we did because we seen that they had Ampharos. All they needed was the rare candy to get this guy up and running. They also had a few tools, but nothing really to worry about. We changed into Raikou and started ramping up the Chinchou. I was a little Lantern fanboy after the last match, I was eager to use it again. And just like that we took out the Eevee in the front and we done a little chip damage to the Zapdos as I knew he would bring that in next, and it still needed energy for its big attack. They added leftovers to the Zapdos, we pulled the Pokemon Center Lady and we just jumped straight back into the attack as we knew we had Cyrus and our bench Pokemon were warming up, ready to swap in. With the weakness damage we took it down within one more attack for the win. All we had to do was avoid 3 head spins from the Zapdos' attack and they only got 2, so we survived by 10 HP. And to add insult to injury, we got the Lantern, switched him in, used our elemental switch and our red and took him out. Overkill, sure, but why the hell not? We're collecting bodies out here, guys. And that's beginner rank 4 and a 6-win streak. Let's get it. We were going first for our next match and we started with the Zeraora, which is actually pretty good. I don't mind starting with him, and we also managed to pull a Tapu thanks to the Professor's research. The opponent was running a Psychic deck with Cosmog, so I'm guessing he was using Lunala. They were also running Shuppet, which means Banette, and that's scary. So after pulling Zapdos next turn, we used Silver to see what we were potentially dealing with. And I could see they had 0 Pokemon and nothing that they could really help them here. I thought the best bet was to get rid of the Team Rocket's Grunt, so our energy was safe and we could attack. And the opponent just didn't recover here. They bricked hard. They were left with just the Shuppet and the Cosmog. We managed to get our Raikou online and it took them out for another win. That was probably our most straightforward win of the evening. We definitely take those. And now that's 7 wins in a row, guys. The last match was very straightforward. However, this next one wasn't as lucky. We had a right battle on our hands here. We went first and we started with Chinchou. And the opponent had a Psychic deck with Mewtwo in the front, which gave us some time as we knew it couldn't attack. In our next turn, we managed to get a Tapu and Zeraora, which was super handy as it could get us that extra energy, especially with the Elemental Switch on the bench. The opponent was also running Ghastly and Jigglypuff, so they paid their attention to ramping up the Ghastly, and we knew the Wigglytuff could heal from the back. So I was on red alert, now I needed something ramped up quick. At this point I only just realised I had a rare candy still in this deck, because originally I had Ampharos in this deck, so we were actually adding something else. If you guys have any recommendations for this deck, we can take out the rare candy for something else. I put the energy on Chinchou and did a little damage in hope of speaking the Lantern into existence. The opponent now also evolved to Haunter and dropped Drowsy on the bench, so they were cooking up some mischief if they could find their evolutions. We Professor researched into the Raikou, which was perfect. We could add it to the active spot and use the Elemental Switch. This would now allow us to get an extra pull each turn, hoping for our Lantern to use. We attacked the Mewtwo and also done some chip damage to the Haunter, as I thought that they would evolve next turn. I was feeling a little bit more confident now. But then they healed their Mewtwo, which means we had to wait another turn to try and take out that Haunter. Our next pull was Cyrus, and I thought he has no energy on the Mewtwo, and if he had Gengar, he would have evolved already. So we took the chance and moved the Haunter to the front. We took it down to 10 HP, and we did change up the chip damage this time, and we went for the Drowsy. This was proved pivotal by the end. And our plan did work. Rather than evolving to Gengar, the opponent could only heal their Haunter. So next turn we could actually take it out. But first we had to silver and see what they had. I was surprised, you know, to see Mewtwo Immersive and Arceus sat there. I'm not going to lie, but we did also get rid of the Lyra. We took out the Haunter, but then they summoned the Immersive Giratina. This could have been a very different match if they had a better start in hand, couldn't it? Jesus. But we managed to get the Lantern, so we started to ramp that bad boy up on the bench as Tapu was already ready to go. Our issue now was Giratina would be ready to attack the turn after next, and we couldn't take the Mewtwo out this turn with Raikou. But we did have Lantern, who has 150 HP, who could survive an attack, and also we had the Giant Cape we could add to Tapu Koko, so he could also survive an attack from the Giratina. All we could do now was attack with Raikou and add that extra little chip damage to get the Giratina down to range, as we also had red in our hand. We needed it to attack twice, and we could take it out with the Tapu Koko. We took out the Mewtwo and added that extra chip damage to the Giratina, meaning once it took out Raikou, it would be at 110 HP, and my Tapu Koko with red could take it out next turn. And then they did attack with the Giratina, and now I'm actually watching back, I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? Why did I throw in Lantern? I'm such a little fanboy. I would have won the game, literally, if I threw Tapu Koko in with red. I think I have a problem, guys. We attacked and we actually paralysed the Giratina. I thought it was all over. Look at me acting all smug and shit there. They did actually put us to sleep though, and hit us with the Lyra. This game should be over. Luckily for us though, we used the Pokemon Center Lady, healed the sleep, and also hit the Mewtwo and confused it. They couldn't snap out of it, so they were really in a tough position. And this is where I finally realised I do have useful other card on the bench. He's been sat there patiently, so shout out to Tapu Koko, man. He closes out the game for us. That takes us up to Pokeball rank 1, guys, and we actually got to an 8-win streak, which is awesome. So yeah, thank you guys for putting up with this voiceover. Hopefully things will be back to normal for the next episode. And that is going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you did enjoy these battles. And guys, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.